Lane at the old YMCA building on Patterson Street. They opened a time capsule buried inside the building from 1955. This next story is actually really cool. KEZI 9 News reporter Aaron Ariano captured the moment nearly 70 years in the making.
This is really the last week at the old Eugene YMCA before it undergoes a very vigorous asbestos cleaning process ahead of its demolition later this spring. But there's still one thing left to do here. Today was the last chance to harvest a time capsule buried in this cornerstone in one of the now abandoned hallways.
We were able to track down a news article from 1955 that gave a hint of some of the material in here.
It was stored here by YMCA employees and campaign volunteers back in 1955. YMCA staff today only had a slight idea of what could have been inside. After nearly 70 years, it was time to retrieve the capsule. It took a couple of swings with a sledgehammer, maybe more than a couple. The time capsule finally revealing itself, a copper box welded shut. YMCA staff thought they came prepared to open whatever the box was going to be, but the copper box was a surprise. Luckily, someone had more reliable tools on deck. And finally, the moment of truth.
We can do that side.
YMCA staff quickly scrambled to see the contents, old documents, newspapers, and pictures, some dating back as far as 1909. And this weather report ahead of a 1955 rivalry game between Oregon State and Oregon University football. Employees were in awe to see newspaper comics and an old panorama picture of Eugene.
It's amazing to see what this building was in the beginning, because we were so used to it at the end, like the end of its usefulness in the community. So to see how excited people were back in 1955 and how they were honoring their history.
Brian Steffen is the CEO of Eugene Family YMCA, still sore from swinging that sledgehammer.
They built that wall sturdy. I like going through that exercise. We all got a little bit of a workout in today. It's really remarkable to be here with about 20 YMCA employees and Steve Thonis from our board, people who have helped build this Y over decades, to come together and reflect back on our history. It brings a lot of tender emotions.
Robbie Pettit has been a staff member for 30 years. Although he was hoping for old vinyl records and baseball cards, he was still thrilled to see the historical papers inside.
I'm a small part of it, and so it's exciting on that end, but it's a little surreal to think that somebody was standing here one day excited about this building, and now it's going to be gone.
As for the future of these historical items, they will be archived at the newly opened YMCA on East 24th Avenue. But some of the items will go back into a new time capsule that current staff is preparing themselves, adding onto the tradition of preserving history for the next generation. Reporting in Eugene, Aaron Ariano, KEZI 9 News.